Hi everyone, and welcome to this session of Age Well Yoga. Tonight we're going to be matching our breath with our poses, and when we're breathing, tonight we're going to be thinking about connection. In the world at the moment there's a lot of disconnection and a lot of misalignment with things, so we're going to be thinking about connecting first of all with ourselves, our true nature, connecting in with our personal awareness, and then obviously connecting with others, and that will allow us to connect with others, in fact. So please work within your own range, do what's comfortable for you today, and if at any time you feel you need to rest, just go into easy seat or child's pose and then join us when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to get started in easy seat. So sitting cross-legged on your mat, you may like to have a cushion under you to raise your hips. Just take a moment to arrive in your space today. To really be present in the area you're in the room you're in. Just look around and notice the space. Notice what's going on for you. Feel your sit bones connecting to the earth. Sit up tall with a lovely long spine, and imagine there's a golden thread stretching from the crown of your head up to the sky, creating space in between each of your vertebrae. Relax your arms on your knees, your hands on your knees. And just start to focus on your breathing. Notice the air coming in and out of your nostrils. Relax your shoulders down your back. And start to deepen your breath. Increasing the length of your inhale and of your exhale. Notice your abdomen, chest, and shoulders expanding on the inhale. And relaxing down as you exhale. You may like to place one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. And we'll take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling through your abdomen, chest expanding through your shoulders, filling up. And then noticing your abdomen, chest, and shoulders relaxing. Take another deep breath in. Notice the expansion through your body. And exhale, a long exhale out. Take another deep breath in, expanding through your abdomen, your chest, and across your shoulders, filling up as far as you can. And then side out, open your mouth and side out. Wonderful. We'll come back to our breath as a way of connecting in with ourselves through the evening, through the class. Placing your hands back on your knees. We'll do some Kundalini Circles, so leaning forward with your body around to one side and then back, arching your back, curving it in, chin to chest, round to the side. And as you go forward, stretching your neck and head backwards a little bit. So you have a little back bend, and then going round to the side, rounding your back in to the other side, and then pushing your heart space forward as you go forwards. Rounding as you go back. Pushing heart space forward and elbows out to the side. Round to the side. Breathing in as you go back and out as you come forward. And on your next rotation, go the other direction. Backwards, side, and then forward. Breathing in as you go back and out as you come forward. And on your next rotation, come back to center. Place your hands on the floor, palms up next to you. And on your inhale, stretch your arms out and up above your head, palms facing. Exhale, cactus the arms and shine your heart space forward. You might like to look up at the ceiling. Inhale and stretch your arms up, palms facing. And exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand onto right knee, right hand drops behind. Just looking to the right, finding that length in your spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, just look over your right shoulder a little bit further. Inhale and extend up, and exhale, look over your shoulder. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms up and come back, looking forward. And then on the exhale, look to the left, right hand onto left knee, left hand drops behind you, and you look over your left shoulder. And on this left side, inhale, stretch your crown up to the sky. And exhale, look over your left shoulder. Gentle twist, no forcing. Just go as far as you feel comfortable. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms up and come back to center. Drop your right hand to the ground and lean over to the right. Left arm pointing to the right. Left upper arm near your ear, looking forward. Just anchor your left sit bone into the ground and feel that stretch through your left side body. You can inhale and fill up that left side body. And exhale as you let it out. Inhale, stretching up, both hands above the head. And then exhale, dropping your left hand to the left side and right arm pointing to the right, right upper arm by your right ear. Again, filling up through the side body. And inhaling, palms facing each other above your head. Exhaling, cactus the arms down to the side, shine your heart space forward and look up. Inhale, stretching up. And exhale, hands together, palms to heart center. Wonderful. Let's come on to all fours. So your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders. Before we go into tabletop and start to do some cat-cows, we're just going to widen our knees, the width of the mat, big toes touching. And gently walk your hands forward and lower your chest towards the ground. So your sit bones are going towards your heels. Just go down as far as is comfortable. And if it's available to you, you can rest your forehead on the mat, forehead and chest on the mat. Take a few deep inhalations here, deep breaths. Notice how the back body expands as you inhale. and relaxes down as you exhale. Take a moment to connect in with how you feel. You might like to roll your forehead from side to side, massaging your third eye and letting go of anything that has or hasn't happened today, this week, this month. Connect to that sense of gratitude for being on your mat, being able to practice today. And on your next inhale, come up to tabletop position. Knees under our hips. Hands spread out, fingers spread out under our shoulders. Inhale and draw a line upwards with your nose. Drop the belly in, raise the hips, a cow. And exhale, tuck in the chin, tuck in the tail, navel to spine for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Pushing through the fingertips, the knuckles of the hands, pressing down on the tops of the feet. And inhale for cow, shining your heart space forward. Eyes of the elbows pointing forward. And exhale for cat. Take a few more in your own time, being guided by your breath. Inhaling for cow and exhaling for cat. You might like to veer off the tram lines, rotate your hips, move your hips back towards your heels, or move your shoulders further forward over your hands, pressing into your fingertips. And then come back to tabletop. Feet point straight back, crown points forward, and the tail points back. Navel tucked in, activating the core. And we'll thread the needle first with the right hand. So put your weight mainly on the left in the left hand. Inhale and stretch your right hand out to the side and then up to the ceiling. Looking at your hand as you go, keeping your hips and shoulders level. And exhale, bring your right hand down, palm upwards, and thread it under your left arm until your hand is on the floor and your ear is also on the floor, your right ear. And then if you'd like, stretch your left hand forward to the top left hand corner of your mat. Feel the diagonal stretch from your left fingers all the way through to your right hip. Notice the stretch in your shoulders. Just notice what's arising for you. Return your left hand to under your face and inhale as you unwind. Right hand comes out to the side on the right and up to the sky. And then return your right hand back under your shoulder. Planting through the right hand. Inhale as you stretch your left hand out to the side and up to meet the ceiling, to point to the ceiling. And exhale as you flip your palm and thread your left arm under your right arm. Left palm is shining upwards. Left shoulder is on the mat, left ear is on the mat. And if it serves you, stretch your right arm up to the right corner of your mat, top right corner of your mat, for that extra stretch. If you moved it, put your right hand back under your face, and as you inhale, unwind your left arm, stretch it out to the side and up to the ceiling, and then plant it back down, tabletop. And just return to that neutral spine for a moment. Hips above the knees, arms under the shoulders. Now gently walk your hands forward until your hips come down to the mat and your elbows are under your shoulders. Plunge your elbows under your shoulders, your forearms point straight forward and your stretched out fingers are flat on the floor. And feel your crown stretching up to the sky as you look forward in this Sphinx pose. Pressing your tops of the feet into the floor, engaging the glutes. Feel your knees coming off the mat, activating your back. Only come up as far as is comfortable for you. Sphinx pose. Notice how you feel in this pose, where your mind is, and return it back to your breath if it started to wander. Wonderful. Walk your hands back and we'll come back to tabletop. Neutral spine. Stretching crown long and your tail long. Just take a couple of breaths here while you realign your spine. Stretch your right foot back, tucking your toes in, and just bounce on your toes, stretching out the hamstring and stretching your toes on the right leg, just sort of rocking backwards and forwards. And then inhale, and on your exhale, bring your right knee up so it's in between your hands. You might need to move your right arm to do that. So your right foot is framed by your hands. Your hands might be domed to give yourself enough height. And your left leg is bent. Inhale and push your hands towards your hips, floating by your hips. And allow your torso to come up to the vertical as you inhale, your next inhale. If you're finding it difficult to balance, you can broaden the stance between your foot and your knee. So your hands are pointing towards the back. And you're scissoring your legs together. So it's as though you're trying to get your thighs to come together, and that creates stability. Look straight ahead and clasp your hands behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening through the heart center. Feel the expansiveness across your chest as you inhale and exhale. And release your hands, frame your right foot. And this time, lean back and have your right knee close to your right wrist. So your right foot comes out to the left side of your mat, and your right knee is near your right hand. So your heel is bent towards your torso. Activate your right foot so your toes are pointing towards your shin. And you can stretch your left leg back a little bit, if that's available to you, supporting your hands to keep your torso up. This is half pigeon. half pigeon. Stretching through the hips. Try and keep your hips level, parallel with the ground. You may be able to get both hips on the ground. I cannot. And if it's available to you, stretch up with the spine, stretch your crown up, and create some space through your chest. Plant your hands firmly onto the ground. Tuck your left foot in and bring your right knee back to tabletop. Just do a couple of cat-cows here to reset the spine. So inhale, stretching your neck and our head up, hips up, belly to the ground, and exhale for cat. Chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale for cow, hips up, belly to the ground, opening through the heart center. And exhale, navel to spine, tucking in the tail for cat. And come back to tabletop, neutral spine. So this time stretching your left leg out, and tucking in the toes and rocking backwards and forwards on your left leg and toes, left toes, sorry. Stretching through the left leg, just feeling that movement there, warming up the leg. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring your left foot between your hands. Might have to move your left hand to do that. So low lunge on this side, on the left side. Inhale and point your hands backwards by your hips. And exhale. Inhale as you bring your torso to vertical, scissoring your legs together, pressing through the top of your right foot and activating your core, squeezing your ribs together, your bottom ribs together to create stability. Using the opposite clasp, clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together and take a few deep breaths. The expansion through your chest. And unclasp your hands, frame your left foot, and taking your weight in your hands, move your left foot towards the right-hand side of your mat and your left knee towards your left wrist. Flex your left toes in towards your shin. And you might like to slide your right leg back a little bit to create a larger stretch in this half pigeon pose. Stretch your crown up towards the sky. Expanding through the chest. And on the next inhale, push back with your hands, raise your knee and bring it back to tabletop. Left knee to tabletop to meet the right. Again, we'll do a couple of cat-cows to realign the back. So inhale, broaden through the chest, drop the belly towards the mat for cow. Exhale for cat, rounding through the back. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Pushing through the hands, the fingertips. and back to neutral spine. Tucking in your toes. Inhale, and on the exhale, raise your hips to the sky for downward dog. Heels come towards the mat. Micro bend in your knees. Bend your knees as much as possible as you need or would prefer. And stretch those hips right up to the sky. Pressing through the fingertips, the knuckles, and rotating your arms so the eyes at the elbows point forward, broadening through the chest. It's a straight line from your hands all the way up to your hips. Wonderful. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Inhale and then walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Grab opposite elbows with the hands and just sway from side to side, resting your torso on your thighs. Knees can be bent. Stretching out the lower back. Shake your head yes. Nod it. Sorry, nod your head yes or shake your head no. Let's go maybe. And then let your arms fall to the ground. Head goes floppy. And slowly inhale as you roll your back up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. Really slowly. Chin to chest until the last moment. And as you come to standing, just rotate your shoulders back. Beautiful. Standing in mountain pose Tadasana. Anchoring through the four corners of your feet, behind the base of your little toe, big toe, and the corners of your heels. Palms face forward, elbows, eyes of the elbows face forward, broad across the chest. Feel the space in your spine. Just re-engage with that thread from your crown of your head all the way up to the sky, creating length through your spine. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up above your head, and clasp your hands together with your forefingers and thumbs pointing upwards. Steeple grip. On your next inhale, stretch up further, feeling the stretch in your side body, and then exhale as you lean to the right. Just notice, make sure you've got even pressure through both feet. And on the next inhale, come back to vertical. And on your exhale, lean to the left. You might be able to focus on the outside edge of both of your feet. And just press into those, activating your thighs and knees. Inhale back to center. And exhale, this time turning to the right, stretching your arms out to the front and the back. Side twist. Inhale, arms above your head. And exhale, looking to the left. Right hand points forward, left hand points to the back. Inhale, hands above your head. This time, have the opposite steeple grip. You might have to do your automatic and then swap it. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, leaning to the right. Keeping that pressure through your feet. Inhale, stretching up, This time twisting to the left, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, stretching up, looking to the center. And exhale, looking to the right. Right hand goes back, left hand goes forward. Inhale, stretching up. And hands together and palms to heart center. Beautiful. I'm going to do a chair pose now. So start in mountain pose. Start in mountain pose. Take a couple of breaths here just to reconnect with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bend your knees and send your hips backwards, and at the same time stretch your hands above your head. So your upper arms are by your ears. Just look down and make sure that your knees are not over your toes. Track them back towards your heels. Try and have all of your weight or most of your weight in your heels so that you can feather your toes. Bring your hands to heart center and look to the left. Bring the outside edge of your right elbow to the outside edge of your left thigh, just above your knee. So you've still got your hands pressing together, and look over your left shoulder. Make sure that your hips are still level. Inhale back to center, still in chair pose. Be feeling it in your thighs. And exhale, looking to the right. Outside of the left elbow is on the outside of your right thigh, just above your knee. Pressing your hands together and looking over towards your right elbow. Just glance down and make sure that your knees are level. And just adjust your hips if one knee is in front of the other. Inhale, come back to chair in the center, hands to heart center. And exhale, bend forward. Forward fold. Clasp your hands and elbows. And just rock from side to side. And inhale as you roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, back to mountain pose. Wonderful. Sun salutation A, so standing near the top of your mat. Mountain pose. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up above your head, and then exhale, raining your hands down to forward fold. Bend your knees as much as is comfortable for you. So I should say bend your knees if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, hands on your thighs, flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands either side of your feet and step your feet back to dog, downward dog. Anchor through your toes. Have your shoulders tracking away from your ears. And come forward into plank or supported plank. So if you're going into plank, your shoulders are over your hands, eyes of your elbows pointed forward. If you're having supported plank, your knees are down. Either way, your shoulders are over your hands, hands are pressing into the earth, looking just a little way in front of you. Inhale, and then exhale, elbows into your ribs, lower down to the mat. Have your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your elbows in towards your ribs. Inhale, and pressing through the tops of your feet, bring your crown up to the sky. Shine your heart space forward. And exhale as you release. Tuck your toes, inhale, and come back through tabletop to downward dog. This time, walk your flat hands towards your feet. Forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift, hands on the thighs, flat back. And exhale for forward fold. Inhale, spread your arms wide to the side, take up space, hands above your head and hands to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to do some standing poses now. So we're going to go into Warrior 2. So just standing at the top front of your mat, anchor through your right foot. Inhale and step your left foot backwards and have it at 45 degrees. So it's about leg width apart. Great. And then bend through your right leg. Might need to shuffle your legs back and forth a little bit, your feet back and forth a little bit. Your right knee is over your right heel. Right toes pointing straight forward. You're pushing through to the back of the left heel and your torso is stacked, shoulders above your hips. Inhale, stretch your arms out to the side. Just make sure that if you have a look at both of your hands, they make a straight line. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Look down at your right hand, along your right hand and out into the distance. Take a few deep breaths here. Engage through the core to protect your lower back. Flip your right palm so it faces the ceiling. Inhale and stretch your right hand up to the sky. Drop your left hand onto your left thigh. Reverse warrior. Inhale and lower your right hand and put your right elbow on your right thigh, or right forearm on your right thigh. Keeping your legs in the same position. Now stretch your left arm over your head, pointing diagonally upwards. If it's difficult for you to balance, you can move one of your feet further apart from the other, so that rather than being on a balance beam, you're on tram tracks. Feel the energy from your left heel all the way through to your left fingertips. You might like to look up at your left hand. Have your pinky, your small finger, pointing down, not pointing on the down side of your hand, so your hand is twisted slightly, your palm is facing behind you. Inhale and come back to Warrior 2. So arms parallel with the ground, torso is now stacked again, looking over your right hand. Fantastic. Keep your arms where they are and swivel your right foot to point to the left and your left foot to point to the left, so they're parallel with each other. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, on the exhale, fold forward from the hips. So flat back, lead with the chin, folding forward until you can drop your hands onto the floor or a folded blanket or a cushion if that's more comfortable for you. You might want to play with your feet, have them pointing forward, slightly in or slightly out. See what's most comfortable for your your legs, planting the left hand under your left arm and hand under your face. Inhale, stretch your right arm out to the side and have it pointing at the ceiling, keeping your hips level. And exhale, returning your right hand under your face. Taking the weight in that right hand now, inhale, stretching your left arm out to the side and pointing it towards the ceiling. And exhale as it returns down under your face. Beautiful. Now swiveling your hands and walking them towards the back of your mat. Move your left toes so they're pointing the back of the mat. And your right foot so it's 45 degrees. Bend your left leg so it's in a square. Knee is over the heel. Inhale and cartwheel your hands up for warrior two on the left side. So your hips are facing the back corner of your mat, back right hand corner of your mat. Active in the back leg. Engage the right thigh, pressing through the right heel. And with your front foot, make sure most of the weight is through your heel and the outside edge of your left foot. You might be able to lift your arches and even feather your toes. Stretch your arms out on either side. Just bring your little fingers a little bit closer together, broadening through the shoulders. Tucking in your lower ribs, activating the core and keeping your back safe. Flip your left palm so it faces the ceiling. Inhale and stretch your left arm up to the sky. Drop your right hand so it's on your right thigh. Reverse warrior. Inhale and stretch up. And exhale, bring your left upper arm to your thigh. And bring your right hand over your head so that you're creating a diagonal line from the back of your right heel to the little fingers of your right hand, which are facing the ground. Just have a think about your left hip, about tucking that in. Look down and make sure that your knee is tracking over your heel and toward your second and third toes. It shouldn't be too far in or too far out. Take a deep breath in as we come back up to warrior two on the left side. Leaving our arms where they are, feeling the burn. Let's point our toes towards the left side of the mat. Feet are parallel, and then we bring our hands to our hips. Inhale, stretching up, and then exhale, bending from the hips, leading with the head and chin as we bend forward. Beautiful. And put our hands under our face on the ground, straight arms. Taking the weight in our right hand, inhale and stretch the left arm out to the side and up to the ceiling. And exhale, stretch it out and back. Put the weight in that left arm. Inhale, right hand stretches right out up to the sky. And exhale as it comes back down. Wonderful. Walking our hands back to the front of the mat, turning right toes to the front, left toes to the front. Inhale and bring your left foot to meet your right foot. a forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift, hands on the thighs, flat back. Exhale for forward fold. And inhale, spreading arms out to the side, take up space. Hands above our head and down to heart center. Wonderful. Now coming down to child's pose again. So on our knees, knees out the width, hip the width of the mat, big toes touching, and lower the chest towards the floor. And just notice how you feel now, having done those salutes and those warrior poses, warrior two, reverse warrior, and the side angle pose. Just notice your breathing, the energy in your body. And when you're ready, come back up and sit with your legs out in front of you. Dandasana, staff pose. So your legs are straight in front of you, toes pointing upwards or towards your shins, and you can have a gentle bend in your knees if you would like. Hands are by your hips, pointing, fingers pointing forward. Shoulders move down the back. And again, we find that length in our spine, anchoring through the sit bones, active in the core. Navel tracks towards the spine. The shoulders move down the back. Bring your right knee towards you, right foot on the floor by your left thigh. Hug your right knee with your left arm. Inhale and stretch your right hand up to the sky. And then drop it behind you, just where it falls, for this easy twist. And as you inhale, stretch up, creating space. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale and stretch up. And exhale as you twist a little further. Just be aware of your left leg and foot. Keep your left foot active, toes towards your shin. Have one more, inhale and exhale. Leaving your legs where they are, bring your hands around to frame your left hip in this gentle counter twist. And then come back to center. Right leg goes straight, back to Dandasana staff pose. Just notice how your legs feel. Do they feel the same? Does one feel different from the other? Inhale, on the exhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest, left foot flat on the floor by your right knee or thigh. Use your right arm to hug your left knee in tight. Stretch your left arm up, pointing to the sky. as you inhale, and then drop it to the back of the mat with this gentle twist. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale as you look over your left shoulder. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, look a little further over, bending from the torso, not the neck. So use your arm and the way you're hugging your knee to leverage your body around, not your neck. Inhale, stretching up, and exhale, twisting a little further. One last time, inhaling, stretching up, creating space in the spine, flexibility in the spine, and exhale, looking further over your left shoulder. Leaving your legs where they are, inhale, and frame your right hip with your hands on the ground for a gentle counter twist. And then bring both legs together, flat on the mat, Dandasana. And just notice how your feet feel now, how your legs feel. Hopefully we've evened them out. Okay, and just rolling back onto your back. Flat on your back for a moment. Just enjoy being on the ground after all that work you've done. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring both your knees in towards your chest. Clasp your hands or have your hands on your shins and just squeeze them towards your chest. You might like to roll a little bit from side to side, giving yourself a massage. Oh, that feels good. And then come back to center and have your hands either on your feet or your shins, on the outside of your feet or the outside of your shins, and bring your shins so that they're vertical. Your thighs are along your body and your shins are vertical. If you can, you might be able to get the outside of your feet. And let your hips widen and your knees come out either side of your ribs. Happy baby. We've all seen babies in cots doing this, laying with that very flexible bodies. You can roll from side to side a little bit here, also to give yourself a massage through the hips. Just do what feels comfortable and right for you. And then bring your knees back into your chest and relax your shins down, clasping your shins again. Sending your left leg long, flat on the mat, hugging your right knee into the chest. Just rotate your ankle and foot. First one way, and then the other. You might feel some crackles or bumps. Wonderful. And then hold the outside edge of your right thigh with your left hand. Inhale, and on the exhale, roll your right knee over to the left. Relax it down. Stretch your right arm out to the side, flat on the floor. Make sure your right shoulder stays on the floor, pinned to the ground. And you can look up at the ceiling, or your right hand, towards your right hand. Just notice the stretch in your right hip. Take a few deep breaths, noticing how you can fill up your right side body. And when you're ready, navel to spine, inhale and bring that knee back to your chest. The right knee back to the chest, and then send your right leg along. Bring your left knee in towards your chest, hugging your shin into your chest, and rotate your left foot. Giving the ankle and the toes a bit of a stretch, a bit of a workout. Rotate one way and then the other way. See what kind of cracks you've got on this side. I have a big crackle on this side. Then place your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, and on your exhale, roll your left knee and leg over to the right, stretching out your left arm, keeping your left shoulder pinned to the mat. You may like to look at the ceiling or over towards your left arm. Breathe into your left side body here. On your next inhale, navel to spine, roll back to center. Give that knee another squeeze, and then send it back down straight next to the right leg. Both legs are straight on the mat. So getting ready for Shavasana Relaxation, stretching your legs out in front of you, letting your feet fall to the side. And this time, place one hand on your abdomen and one hand on your chest. Take a few deep breaths, noticing how your abdomen and chest rise on the inhale. And fall on your exhale. On your next inhale, inhale as much as you can, noticing the rise in your abdomen, the rise in your chest. And when you've fully inhaled, hold that breath in for a count of 2. So you're inhaling, filling up. And when you're full, hold that breath for 1, 2. And then exhale. Nice long exhale. Let's do that together. Inhale, abdomen and chest rise. And when you reach the top of that breath, hold it for 2. 1, 2. And then exhale, deep, long exhale. Slowing down our metabolism, slowing down our reactions, becoming aware of our inner nature, connecting to our ever-present awareness. Inhale, deep inhale, and as you get to the top, hold for 1, 2. Exhale. Let's do that one last time. Inhale. And hold for 1, 2. And long exhale. You can leave your hands where they are. Place them by your side for relaxation, Shavasana. Let go of controlling your breathing. Just allow it to flow naturally. If thoughts arise, just let them float by like clouds in the sky. And focus on your breath. Connecting with your true nature, your ever-present awareness. If you get disrupted by a sound, just embrace it as part of your world, part of this relaxation. Gently coming out of your relaxation. Introduce some movement to your fingers, your hands, to your feet. You might like to stretch your legs and arms long. then curl up into a ball, hugging your knees tight. When you're ready, roll over to one side. And just take a few breaths there at this point of transition. And when you're ready, gently push yourself up to sitting in easy seat, just as we started. Anchoring through your sit bones on the ground. Hands relaxed on your knees. Shoulders tracking away from the ears. And spine stretching up tall to the sky. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. And exhale, bow your thinking mind to loving heart in gratitude for practice today. In gratitude for our connection with our breath, with our bodies, with our homes, our families and friends, and nature itself. Be well, yogis. Namaste.